Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome to my kitchen here. Slightly different venue than we normally have on this channel, but this is a slightly different video. This video could be entitled Cautionary Tale of Be Careful What You Wish For. But essentially it's about a new piece of kit, and I don't normally do hardware videos, as you know. I'm not really a kind of hardware guy. I'm more into flying stuff rather than the nuts and bolts and technical stuff, but you need hardware to have a good sim. Hence this video. So it's a follow-on to a video I did some time ago about TrackIR 5, which is this system here, and I've used this for about 10 years now. I've had no issues with it really. It's worked a treat. It's put up with a lot of abuse. Before that I had the previous version, which broke because it had a slightly different system here, which I won't bore you with now. I've done a video previously on the TrackIR 5, which I'll put a video I'll put a link to rather down below so you can have a look. But this has served me really well. Really, I've had no complaints. I use the Pro Clip version rather than the kind of hat clip version, really because this is a little bit more accurate. No, I've never done any comparisons between that and the hat clip version. But I believe what they said, and as I say, it's never had any issues. Very precise, and also you can use this in a darkened room because it's not relying on reflected light. It's got its own LEDs here. Then you can use it in a darkened room, and you're less reliant on the ambient light around you for the system to work. So just to recap, very simply, this is an IR camera. This has got LEDs in it. This picks up those LEDs, 3 dots, and it translates that movement into head movement in the sim. Nice and easy, nice and simple. We've got a wire coming from here, a wire coming from here, and then it comes into a little adapter here, so they come through into one USB. C'est simple, n'est-ce pas? Don't talk French. So the reason why I say don't talk French is because my French is absolutely ridiculous, and for some reason recently it's almost like a Tourette's thing. I suddenly break out in French, and I don't want to insult any French people watching this because really my French is appalling and your language is beautiful. So that's TrackIR, and the cautionary tale is this. I watched a video by OMG Edson on the Sky Lounge TV Twitch stream, and he's one of the guys behind Parallel 42. He kind of knows what he is talking about. So when he starts talking about new kit, new tech, you kind of tend to sit up and listen. And he was talking about this new head tracking system that he'd got, which I'll be completely honest, I'd never heard of. And he was talking about some of the features and the benefits of it, and I thought, well, that's pretty cool. That's better than what I've got now. And I then went on to a video which had been produced by Grass Monkey Simulations, who make this system, and Roger, who's the guy behind it. If ever you want to buy hardware from a company, he's the kind of guy that you think, yeah, I like him. He knows what he's talking about. He's got a wonderful way about him. And I think I put a comment on the video that was along the lines of great system or something like that. I'd never wanted my TrackIR to break down so much. And about a week later, if that, I went to use it and it wasn't working. So I sort of, you do what you do, you plug in, you restart, and boom, it came to life. And I thought, okay, whatever that was. And I did a flight with it, no issues. Next time I came to use it, it was completely dead again. So I did the usual moving things around, fiddling with wires and that sort of thing. But to no avail, wouldn't come back to life. And I isolated it down to where the wire comes into this little box here. Over the years that's twisted, and obviously there's now a loose connection there. So this is now dead. So I then have a choice. Between buying another TrackIR system or buying something else. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't look at any of the other options that are available because I had it fresh in my memory about the grass monkey system that Edson had talked about. So it didn't take much for me to go ahead and order it. And that's an important thing to say about this video. I paid for it with my own money. Grass monkey probably haven't got a clue who I am or what I do. I'm only a small YouTube channel. I paid for it. I was having seen what Edson had done with it and what he was talking about, and just the sheer enthusiasm that he was showing to the experience he was having at the time, I thought, you know, it's a no-brainer. So I ordered it. It took a bit of a while for it to get over here to Old Blighty because it's coming from America, but it actually arrived yesterday. And this is it. This is what I was waiting for. I am going to change the camera angle so you can get a better view inside. I have opened it because I wanted to just check the paperwork in there, but I haven't taken everything out of the box yet, so we're going to do that now. Let's have a look. Okay, let's see what's in here. So first of all, we've got a little note which is basically just saying thanks for the purchase and giving the link to the website. And also the YouTube channel where you can get more information on how to set it up, and also making the point that the LEDs can't be seen with the naked eye. I guess that's just in case anyone plugged it in and thought, whoa, what's going on? It doesn't seem to be alive. So that is just a little introduction there. Now, so this is our sensor. Let's just move that over there for a second. This is our sensor. This is what will sit on top of the monitor. So essentially this is replacing the old TrackIR system. So that'll sit on top of the monitor, and that's what will be receiving or looking at, because it's a camera, looking at the actual LEDs on the headset. One of the things that they do make a point of in the information on this is that although this is a camera, it's being fitted with an IR filter, so it's not looking at the real world as it was. It's not for anyone who is worried about privacy. It's not something that anyone can see you through. It's just an IR sensor, really. That's what it's picking up. So that's that piece there. I should say this has it's 240 hertz. It's got a 24 millisecond response time. That makes it 4 times faster than the PS3i, and I believe also it's 2 times faster than the TrackIR system. 230 FPS. It's got a 600-degree field of view, and it's one of the widest of the IR sensors that are available at the moment. It's got a 29% more viewing angle than the PS3i, and you can also it's also got the 180-degree head swivel. It's got no, let me come on to that with the headset, because I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit here. So we go back in our box. Let's move that there, back in our box. And we have the puck itself. So you can buy this separately and it will work with the TrackIR sensor. So I could have just bought that and used it on its own. However, having watched Edson's video, he was making the point that he had also bought the sensor and he was getting much better performance out of it. So I thought, you know, to hell with it, let's get the whole system. So again, kind of similar in this is replacing that bit. So you can see three LEDs, quite similar there. The beauty of this system is it is cordless, no nasty wire that can break or get tangled up. One of the things that drives me mad about this is if I'm sort of, you know, flying online with other people or making a video, I always have to be very careful, because this wire quite often will rub up against even a collar or a microphone cable, and it will start to create a sound. So again, that's a good reason to get rid of that. Sorry, TrackIR. So this is the puck. And do you know, one of the things I like about this is that it just feels very robust. This has been made on a 3D printer. It's the first object I have had that is made on a 3D printer, and so it's a new thing for me. But I do love how it feels very robust. It's got a nice robust on-off switch on it, which is nice. And to get inside, we unscrew this cap. Again, very simple. There's not much that can go wrong in there by the looks of it. And in there, you've got somewhere where you can stick your battery. Now that'll give you, for a fresh alkaline battery, that'll give you 50 plus hours. The other point that they make is that when the battery in this starts to run down a bit, the sensor is going to see these LEDs for a lot longer than a PS3i would. So that's got a, you know, another plus feature to it. But you pop your battery in there, and there you go. Now I need to then get something else out of the box to show you the next bit. We have some Velcro, which is one of those things in life that is just so incredibly useful. And then we have a headband. So you have choices here. You can use the Velcro to attach your puck to this headband here, and they have adapted this from the previous version, so it's a little bit more comfortable. So say for example you're using speakers, then you can use that instead. However, I like to use it with a headset. This is my headset. It's the Logitech Pro GX or something like that. Really useful. It's great for making YouTube videos because it's got I haven't got the what the hell's it called, ice blue ice mic for it, but I have got the software that comes with it, and it's just incredibly good for you know, for making videos, and it's very clear. And all you do here is you take your Velcro and you attach this to the side, which is what I am going to do. So that makes life a lot easier. And one extra, this isn't a cordless one, this is a wired one, but I've only got one wire now. And to be honest, the wire that comes with this is very good. It's kind of got that fabric coating on it, so it doesn't really get kinked up. And I can live with that, quite happy with that, not a problem at all. And then with this attached to the side, it's going to be that much easier. So we've got that, we've got the Velcro, which we're going to use. We're not going to use this, but it's handy to have, you know, if I do actually start to, if I ever do fly without the headset, just using speakers. I think we should try it out. I think we should get this set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the video. I'm going to watch the video rather, and then I'm going to come back and then we'll get this set up on my system, and we'll do some flying with it and see how it works. Okay, so here we are, ready to go. What have I done so far? So I have watched the video. I have installed the OpenTrack software. I have installed the profiles, and I have plugged the unit in. I don't want to go into too much detail about how to set this up because Roger's done a great video on that, which I could never hope to match. So I'm just going to quickly go through what I've done. So if I bring up the old OpenTrack software here, so I have gone into this section here and I have calibrated it. What else have we got? The beauty of this is everything is kind of set up for you. I've not had to change any of these. I just, again, as I said, following the video, did the calibration. I have, let's come out of there. I've got all these different profiles now that came in a single download pack that you download, so you can get an idea there of you know, what's actually available in terms of the profiles. Good to see DCS Armor 3, IL2, fantastic, good selection in there. Okay, so we've done all that. So let's start the, let me just switch it on. I tell you what, I can't tell you how good it is not to have this extra wire. The thin TrackIR wire used to get quite tangled up a lot. And of course, as they get tangled up, they get shorter. So quite often when I'm starting off, I'm kind of doing that and trying to get the lead sorted out. Proper cable management, I know. Right, let's start it. So there is a bit of a pause while it gets going. There we go. So as you can see, if you're used to TrackIR, you'll know the software that comes with that, similar kind of thing, just to get everything set up. Looking over at the left, it looked like it was getting a little bit of interference from something, but that seems to have gone. If I open my blinds now, you see how it's all gone crazy. What that's picking up, don't forget, is it's not a normal camera. That's picking up IR light, which is natural in sunlight, which is now bouncing off various things in the room. So if I close that, there we go, and that's a lot better. Just having another quick check there that it's not doing this. Every now and again it seems to be picking up a point, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the, oh, it did a little bit there. Through it a little bit. So let's have a look at the, I'm sure we can fix that. I just need to get the, is it that one? We just need to change the sensitivity a little bit. Let's see if I can get to that point where it was picking it up. Okay, it's not picking it up anymore, which is interesting. I don't think it's got some kind of automatic calibration on it, but it's not picking up that point anymore. One of the interesting things noticing about this straight away off the bat is that the amount of head movement you need to make to rotate is a lot less than with the TrackIR. And also, just looking at that, it does feel a little bit smoother. Okay, right, well, I'm not going to adjust that now because it seems to have, whatever it was getting interfered with, it seems to have gone. So let's get rid of that. Let's now jump into the sim. So I've already got this loaded up. We are sitting at Duxford, my favourite place. And we are going to start off, let me quickly just jump out. We're going to start off in a helicopter, really, because it's quite a good one for, with the overhead panels and everything, it's a good one for hunting around and, you know, trying to flick switches and all that sort of thing. So this is the high performance group H145 in Her Majesty's Royal Air Force Defence Helicopter Flying School colours, of course. So let's jump back in. All right, let's have a look around. Well, it's very smooth. And also interestingly, when I look straight on, it doesn't jog around a lot, which is very interesting. Yeah, it's quite smooth. I need to adjust something to do with the zoom. If I want to look under the panel there, I do have to move over a bit more. So that's probably just a setting I need to do. How are we doing? Okay, so the Z axis is not quite as sensitive. So let's just have a quick look at that. Bear with me. Z. Yeah. Let's have a look. Let's move. I'm going to create a point there. Okay, I just got some interference from something. Let's go back out. While we're here, the sun's just come out, so it's just coming through the blinds a little bit more. So tracker, see if we can dial that down a bit. Okay, that's obviously not the right setting for that. Okay, yeah, oh, that does seem to be doing something. Okay. I need to have a look at that. Yeah, when the sun came out, then it went absolutely bananas. So I need to check. Sun's just gone in, and of course it's gone now. That's something I need to check, because with this room there isn't much I can do about that. So I'm going to have to look at the settings, see what I can do. Sun is just coming out a little bit, and yeah, okay. Let's have a look. Okay, maybe I was doing it the wrong way. Yeah, I was doing it the wrong way. Let's just try an experiment. Bear with me, folks. Yeah. It's that way. So if I close that down, get out of it. If I close that there, and then get to a good point. Okay, I think that's done it. That should filter out, hopefully, any light that's coming in through the blinds. So we've done that. I've just turned that up a little bit. Let's have a look how that is. Yeah, that's better. That's better. With the, I should say, with the H145 here, once you get to a certain point where the body's kind of getting in the way, it switches off, which is why you were seeing it disappearing there. But that Z-axis now is a little bit better. Let's just have another look. Let's have another look. Just going to turn that up a little bit. Okay. Let's see. I'm also going to do, just from the point of view of the overhead, let's just move that out of the way, get that on another screen. Let's put that there. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And let's have a look at the top. That's a bit better. Yeah, that's better. So they just need playing with a bit those settings, but I think that's got to a point where it's good enough for what I need to do. Okay. What I am going to look at though is, let's just see. I'm going to turn that up a bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. So, sorry, I'm doing this off screen and you can't see. So I've just changed the X setting, the X-axis setting, just to give it a little bit more, so I can just get over a little bit. There we go. And that's not affecting the stability when I keep looking forward, so that's pretty good. Everything seems to be very quiet here, so let me just check. Okay. Okay. Let me just try a switch. Yeah, okay. I wasn't hearing much sound, so which just made me wonder what was going on, but that's all sorted out now. So similar to TrackIR, you can set up buttons. So for example, if I'm sitting here now, I'm looking directly ahead, but the screen is wrong. So if I just click the button, I've now got the center view where it was, and now I'm looking where I should be, and I can look around and it's all kind of where it should be, which is pretty cool. So let's do a startup. Just recenter that again. So right, let's get battery on. Straight away, the it's a lot easier to do that with this than it was in the TrackIR. Let's have a look. Let's get some lights on. Okay. I've got multiplayer on today. I thought it might be a bit interesting to give that a try. Okay, let's go for engine 2. Okay, that's good. Oh, TrackIR, slip of the tongue. There we go. I think I lost it again because the sun's just come out. Yeah, okay. So let's have another look at what's going on here. Yeah, we're getting an introduction here of a reflection from something. So while I keep it like that, let's bring this over. Try and get that back in. Well, the sun's just gone back in again. Let's turn that up a little bit more. Okay, and we'll wait. There's a pause while it kind of sorts itself. Got it back again. Okay, let's see how that fares. So now back over here. Prime pump's off. Okay, it's moving around when I get to there. What's the interference? Kind of jerking around a bit, isn't it? Let's try. That's better. That's better. Okay, let it settle again. It's just doing that pause. There we go. Kick back in. Right. Strobe on. Let's have the avionics standby battery and AV seated packs and pitot on. How are we doing down here? Yep, that's fine. Okay, let's go over here. 1, 2, 3. And into flight. So, yeah, I have to say, from the point of view of moving around, flicking switches, going to an overhead panel, that was certainly a lot easier and a lot more stable than the TrackIR was. A lot more easier to kind of hunt around. So I'm quite happy with that. Nice heli-whopper there. Okay, let's transfer to the Spit. Okay, so here we have a virtual Gilder who is representing a TR9 operated by Spitfires.com. This, of course, being the Mark 9 from FlyingIron. But wonderful livery, beautiful aeroplane, and I flew in the real thing, so I like to fly it in the sim. That's it. Beautiful aeroplane, and probably the aeroplane I fly the most at the moment. So this is a good opportunity to check it out with the Monkey King. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. The Z-axis is great. Can see around. Absolutely no problem at all. I think I probably need to do something with the, I guess that's the Y-axis, isn't it? It just needs to, I need to be able to duck my head down a little bit more just to get to some of the switches. But otherwise, it's pretty damn good. Let's have a quick try with that. Let's just recenter it again. Let's get up the software. And the Y. Yeah, okay, let's just try. Don't want to overdo it. Do that, and I don't want to bore you by fiddling with this too much, but it's just to kind of give you an idea of how it's working. So yeah, that's a bit better. That's a bit better. So I would just, that's just something I will play with off video, but that's made a bit of a difference there already. Okay, yeah. Cool, okay. And we can look over the side, no problem at all. That's good. So let's go flying. Let's check a few things. Yeah, mixture rich, prop fully forward. Crack the throttle. We've turned on our gear indicator, which is down and down in the physical. Let's turn on the fuel gauge. Fuel gauge, fuel tank, fuel valve even. Honestly, how many times have I flown that and I called it turning on the fuel gauge? What a muppet. There we go, we've got some pressure up now. Let's turn the mags on. Let's prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Give it another one just in case. It's quite warm today, so. There we go. Let's close those. Lock the primer. Okay. Everything's looking good. T's and P's. Temperature's coming up nicely. Above 60 so we can start rolling. Already feels very natural. What I do love about this is just how precise it is. The when you don't want your head to be wobbling around and looking, it's not. It's incredibly smooth. Right, there's nothing coming there. Nothing coming there. Let's dial in some down nose trim. Oh, bit of interference there. Right, let's just, because we've got live traffic, I don't want to block the runway by pausing and stopping, so let's not get in the way of people. Let's get in the air. Get the aeroplane nicely trimmed out before we do anything else. It's incredibly smooth. Just looking over the wing there, it feels less of a jerky kind of movement that I used to get in the TrackIR. And it just, once you, as I've said, once you look in a certain position, it feels quite fixed, which is interesting. Much easier to look around. Oh, this is going to be interesting. We've got someone formatting. Where's he gone? There he is. Let's because this will be an interesting test. Okay, that's something I need to look at. So as I am looking up, my head appears to be going up above the canopy. So my head is moving up. Yeah, that's not brilliant. So that's something I need to look at. Yeah, it's getting a yaw input. So let's see if we can do something about that. Bring this back. Really not sure if this is going to work. No, that's still. So when it gets to that point there. Let's have a look. Bring this back over. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's when it gets to there. Okay. We're doing this the wrong way, really. Can't help but think I am messing it up. Let's try. That's a bit better. So let's just get back in, recenter, look up. No, still doing it. better. Let's recenter. Yeah, it's a bit better, but if it's still appearing there, so okay, let's just see. It's not affecting anything else, is it? Making those changes. Let's do another adjustment. So when I get to there, that's when it's just kind of kicking in. So let's bring these down a bit more. That's better. That's better. Let's have a look. Let's get that out of the way. Right, let's just recenter TrackIR. Look up. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Okay. That feels better. Still getting a... Okay, so when I look over there now... Okay, didn't do it then. Yeah. Okay, that's better. So perhaps a little bit of tweaking there, so that when I use the yaw movement, I don't want too much of an X movement. In the same way that when I was doing the pitch movement, I didn't want too much of a Y movement. So that has helped a lot, I think, with that. And the spit feels kind of how she should. Fine, beautiful. Okay, we've had a look at that. Now, in honour of Mr. Edson, let's have a look at the FreedomFox. Okay, and here we have the beautiful FreedomFox from Parallel 42, Edson's own company. Great bit of fun this, fantastic for bush flying, and with the visibility that you get from the huge amount of glass in that cockpit, it's a good one to check out with the TrackIR. So let's go. Okay, so first of all, let's have a look around. Ooh, hello. Yeah, that's getting a bit closer than it used to with TrackIR. And what have we got over here? Doesn't seem to be, we're not getting any head sticking out the cockpit bits going on, which is good. I like that. That's cool. Okay, let's go. Right. Parking brakes on. That's good. Normally avionics go on after the engine, but with this it's the only way of getting our engine instruments up. Nice easy start there. Let's get the wigwags on just because they're good fun. There we go. Take it off start power. Season piece good. Right, let's go. Let's have some fun. Check that nothing is coming. Do a bit of zigzagging. I seem to remember having better visibility over the nose. I think what's happened is because I've changed the Z sensitivity when I was doing the pitch inputs, it now means that when I actually want to do Z movements, I'm limited. So that's something I need to have a look at. Let's get onto the grass runway now. See, there's a spit just come down, so we'll keep out of his way. There's a grass runway. Okay, we're on it. Let's have the fuel pumps off now. So yeah, that feels quite a bit closer than it used to with TrackIR, so there's a setting that I need to do there. I don't think it's the zoom in the sim. The zoom setting is the same. I think it feels... Yeah, when I look over here, there's an X movement going on. You can kind of see it as I move, as I rotate my head. I guess that's simulating the eyes getting closer to... The eyes aren't in one little tiny position in the center. They're on the front of your face. So as you move, they're naturally going to get closer to the edge than they were before. So do you know what? In a way, that's probably more accurate, and that's probably what it's simulating. It's just that Z, or rather the Y function that I need to have a look at. I need to get a better balance between being able to actually look over the nose and not stick my head right through the cockpit. But it feels quite good. Definitely very smooth. Definitely for feeding around the cockpit with the mouse, it feels a lot easier to be able to get to grips with things. And I should say, like with the TrackIR, this also has got the ability to map buttons. So for example, if I want to just look at the panel there and lock it, I can move my head and you know, it's absolutely fine. You could press buttons to your heart's content. Let's just map that around. This, of course, just to say, is the fantastic Duxford by Chico Mick, available on flightsim.to, and a real work of art it is too. Beautiful. So yeah, I think all in all, I'm very pleased with this. It significantly cheaper than TrackIR. Significantly cheaper, especially at the moment, and it needs a bit of tweaking. That's the problem when you're so used to something, you perhaps get too used to it. So I've got a bit of tweaking to do just to get it to you know, a kind of a compromise between getting used to a new system and it kind of conforming to what I want, if that makes sense. But we're kind of getting there, and I think this, just that Y axis needs a bit of doing something on it, but otherwise it's absolutely beautiful. I love how it doesn't require much head movement to look around. There's not a great deal of head wobbling going on. It does feel very precise. Busy down there. And it is so much cheaper than TrackIR, and it does a wonderful job. I know there might be some people who you know, are using eye tracking. I haven't looked into eye tracking a great deal. It's not something I know much about. From a logical point of view, I didn't want something that was tracking my eyes. I wanted something that was tracking my head. My eyes can move of their own accord. It's my head that I want tracking in the sim. I have seen a video, I don't know how old it is, I don't know if it's changed, where someone was using an eye tracker where when they got in really close to something like that, it was moving all over the place because it was tracking minute movements of the eyes. Whereas with this, I don't get that. It's just tracking my head stays still, and my eyes can move around and scan instruments and all that kind of thing. And that's really what I'm looking for. Simple. But this really does work a treat. So I'm kind of glad to be able to fly again, or fly 2D again. I do have VR. I do love VR, but I don't use it all the time. Sometimes I want to be able to look at my other monitors. Sometimes I want that kind of crispness that you get with a monitor that you can't necessarily get with VR. And certainly when I'm making videos, I always do it in 2D. I think sometimes with well, for a start, I can't find a way of getting my steam valve to output as a like a flat screen image. But also I think some of the head movement sometimes can be a little bit jerky in it. Yeah, I just prefer recording in 2D like this. So yeah, there we have that's probably not an airliner, that's probably something else that Asobo Logic has substituted as an airliner. Don't get too many of those flying at Duxford. You get them static over there, some of the vintage ones, but you don't get too many flying. Anyway, I'm waffling now. Time to end. Really pleased with this. I can definitely recommend it, even at this stage where I've still got a bit of tweaking to do. As I say, just the price alone is well worth it, considering how much TrackIR costs. It feels better than TrackIR, yeah, what can I say? It's pretty easy to make that decision. So cool, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just a couple of things. First of all, we do have a Discord. I'll put the link below. Come along and say hello. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it useful. I deliberately wanted it to be, you know, a setting up video showing what can possibly go wrong. So it might feel a little bit long-winded, but I think hopefully it was worth seeing how all the bits and pieces needed adjusting. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you again on the channel soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.